Welcome to One Hub Racing. This is the 13th season of One Hub Racing on the PS4 PlayStation games, and we are here for our traditional now qualifying night. We've got 17 drivers. They're all hoping to get a good lap together, and we are proud to be sponsored by Next Level Racing for this season. And I've got a new partner alongside me this season in Alex. How are you doing, my good friend?
I'm good, yeah. Really good. Obviously, we've been out on circuit about 2 hours ago now. And we warmed up for these boys, and we should see what they'll be able to do.
Yeah, a bit more rubber on track, so expect some quicker lap times, I think. As I'll have a quick run through the drivers, as we've got a few drivers who have raced, and we've got a few rookies. So
some new famous, got some new faces, and we've got some famous veterans of the One Hub community.
Yeah, so you've got the return of Nick Egan, the owner of the league and the overlord of this league. He's back after a 3-season absence. And we've got You Up Midnight, who, well, we're going to call him CXY because that new name, to be honest with you, is a bit cringy. So me and Rex were in the same tier as him last season. I wouldn't say we raced with him because he was quite a bit quicker, but you know, share the track with him at least. Got White Fountain, who is a returning driver. He had a good season last season in the Pinnacle Tier. Got Colo Man, who obviously joined late on last season in the Podium Tier, but he showed some really good pace. James Slater, who was in the Prestige last season, I believe, and he wasn't he struggled with pace at times, but he was super consistent and he got some really good results. You've got Josh, who is a rookie. Ollie, who I believe raced last season in the Prestige. Praga, who I think did a few races last season, but he's back full time now. We've got Oyo Yashiana, who is formerly known as Cloudy Balloons. Now, he had a season ban last season, so hopefully he's cleaned up with that this season. We've got the Spaniard, who's a rookie. We've got our season 10 Podium Tier champion in Kian. We've got Joom, who's a rookie. We've got Brumadinho, who raced in the Pinnacle last season and showed some good form. Leon, who's a rookie. Scanny, who's a rookie. We've got Wayne, who I believe raced last season in the Prestige, and Glock, who's also a rookie. So that's our drivers, and we'll wait for the lap times.
If we don't say anything bad against Nick tonight, because we don't want to get a fine.
No,
so,
we worked hard to get here.
We're just going to praise Nick all night long. Nick, you're the fastest. You're the best of all time. Michael Schumacher, who? It's all about Nick.
Yeah.
Nick
How did your qualifying night go? Were you happy with your lap, or did you think?
Well, I beat you, so that's the
that's you got bragging rights. It's 1-0 to you this season so far. There's no surprise. A lot of these drivers are coming out on the harder tyres. Obviously, the track conditions they improve markedly.
If they chose the softest strategy for tyres, like we get 3 sets of super softs, I believe. I got 2, so I selected wrong. But either way, just to get you guys through the rules. This is our qualifying night here at One Hub. This is to determine what tiers people are in. Doesn't matter what session you're in particular. This isn't a representative pace. These guys have been put in randomly, and you know, depending on your lap time, someone, probably a guy in some kind of basement, will put all the numbers together and come up with who's going to be in what tier. There are 4 tiers this season. Excuse me if I get the order wrong. So it's the Podium, the Precision, then the Pinnacle. Then the Prestige.
Yeah, a bit of a tongue twister then, I think. Yeah.
Yes, but essentially what the guys need to do tonight is they need to set times on the super soft tyre. Those are going to be the times that are counted towards their time and what will actually count and put towards where they'll end up. So if you don't set time on the super soft tyres, you potentially come in for no reason. What's the point
you might
here?
Find yourself on the waiting list rather than having a race seat, so I think a few drivers in our lobby didn't do that, but everyone in the 7:30 lobby did, and our quickest time so far tonight has been a 1:17.0 from Jay, so that's the lap time for these guys to beat, as Colo Man currently is the quickest guy on a 1:18.8 on softs, and I'm about to say that's quicker than my lap altogether.
And mine by 10. Was it the first?
No, you did an 18.5, I think you did, so you did a pretty good lap. Yeah.
Oh, so it just pipped you?
Yeah, it's quite embarrassing. As we'll go on board with Nick, we'll give him some airtime. Obviously, the returning driver, the one-time One Hub Racing champion, obviously one of the most successful drivers in the league, and he's built up a great league, you have to say. I remember when I started in season 8, there was one tier, the races weren't streamed, and now look how massive it's got.
I remember back when we were under a new name, back when we were under an old name even, which we won't mention. And,
copyright.
you know, this is the first league race that I was this first league I was ever in, and Nick welcomed me with open arms. He's a lovely bloke. I've chatted to him outside of racing as well, when we've just been doing some laps or just after a talk show. He's a nice guy.
Yeah.
And I was in the party chat with him during the charity event, which you guys smashed it. The viewers at home, you guys smashed the charity. Thank you for donating. That was a big achievement
good
for
event,
us.
that.
And I had fun. I caused the safety car, so that was.
Yeah, managed DNF in a race with damages off. That's pretty impressive, I have to say. Yeah. Anyway, because Wayne's just snipped quickest to the 1:17.8. That's a really quick time on the soft tyre. He's laying down a marker for sure.
Well, he got a few podiums in Prestige last season, and I won't be surprised if he's there again.
Yeah, I think he might get in the 16s here. Jay's record might be under threat as Scanny. He's done an 18. Scanny and Keane have set the exact same time, so that's interesting to see.
Well, Nick's about to come across the line here, so I'll be getting as Malloy has joined. He's a bit late. I don't know whether we'll get a seat.
I think you can in practice you can jump into a car, but obviously he probably won't get the softest tyre allocation, so he'll be down a set of softs, which isn't ideal in these situations. As Nick aborts his lap, so I'm presuming there's either a sighter or he just invalidated.
Yeah, that can easily happen around here.
Yeah,
Validation.
Board with Josh, who's about to finish a lap on the supers. He's out pretty early, he's super soft, so he's not getting the best out of them, as he does a 1:19.9, which I think I want to improve a bit on that lap time. I think it's not that quick on the supers.
No, but you know, he's sporting a lovely pinkish, I'm going to call it a mauve helmet. I don't know whether that's the correct name for the colour, but it sounds right. He goes a bit wide there, but yeah, you know, this night, again, we say it's an important night, but really, it's a night just where there's no pressure on you, really. You just got to drive like you normally would, and we're just going to look at your casual driving and see how you go.
Yeah, I think Coleman's about to start a lap on the supers, so stick on board with this, see how he does. Obviously, ghosting collisions are off, so if you see cars on track, the drivers can just simply drive through them, because obviously we don't want drivers being restricted by traffic and such. So if you see cars driving through, don't be alarmed, it's just for this qualifying night.
Turns out we've got the F1 2023 cars where they can just go invisible for 2 seconds and
no flying, McLaren's in China, no flying cars here I don't think tonight.
Unfortunately we're stuck with the 2018 spec cars here.
Obviously,
which is why you're seeing a Sauber and not an Alfa Romeo. Yeah,
and the Force India as well. Obviously VJ Malia got in some trouble, so
I heard Mr. Star wasn't too happy about that.
No, he don't want to be like Williams anymore. As Coleman, it looks like a good lap here. Maybe he can get to be the quickest guy. He mounts the curb and he got a bit unsettled there. I think that's going to lose him some time. He's a bit all over the shop in this final sector, to be honest, so maybe he needs a bit of fine tweaking this setup. And obviously in this qualifying night, Parc Fermé is off, so drivers, they could change the setup as Coleman aborts his lap there.
You predicted it, yeah. I think it's just way too early to go on the super softs anyway.
He's not going to get the
lap.
Yeah, he's on the soft.
Here. We'll watch Keane.
Yeah, as an official One Hub Esports driver. Obviously he only didn't do a full season last season, so hopefully he'll be looking to get back into the form again in his Williams, which I'm pretty sure he loves that car because he won his championship in it.
Also, just in case you don't know, me and Jamie will be here for your Pinnacle Tier this season, all 8 races here every Friday, 8:30 PM, I want to say. It is, isn't it? It is 8:30 every week, isn't it?
Yeah, 8:30, it's all half past now as White Fountain spun on the pit straight. Obviously I think he probably just hit that curb and that's not ideal as he's facing the wrong way.
Keane goes P3.
Yeah, it's a good lap on the softs, you have to say. You expect him some supers on to go into 17, so you expect for that lap.
Yeah, right now though, I'm watching Nick again, who's quite on the soft tyre. So it's our lap is Nick, and we know Nick. You know, you've known him a lot longer than I have. What do you think his mentality going into the season is? He's coming back, he's a returning driver in his own league.
Well,
do you think that puts more pressure on Nick or less pressure?
Yeah, he's super motivated for this, I have to say. And believe it or not, before F1 2018, he used to race on the old D-pad. So now he's on a wheel, so I expect him to have a lot more pace now. And obviously, he might be might have a bit of pressure, but Nick thrives under pressure, I know that for sure, and he loves the racing, so I expect him to put on a good show this season as he goes a bit deep there. He's struggling a bit for traction in the slow corners, so he's going to finish his lap here. Looks like a decent-ish lap though, maybe this will be an 18 again, join Kian and Ollie and them guys up there. Oh, it's a 19, oh, I got that a bit wrong, didn't I? But still a decent lap on the softs, you have to say. Good sighter for him, as we expect him to improve markedly. As Malloy, he's got in the car, he's got in the Haas, so he's able to join, which is good to see. Malloy is a guy who didn't have the best of seasons last season, but he's got some good pace, and maybe he did a lot of two-stops last season, so maybe this new mandatory two-stop will work to his favour.
We don't know. That's the good thing about the season, we just do not know.
Yeah, and obviously you get wing damage on lap 1, you're not like a pit stop behind everybody, you're sort of still in the race as such, as he goes on an 18.9 on the softs, which again, it's quite competitive in the mid-pack between CXY as Brumadinho, as Ashiana, sorry, it's an 18.3 on supers, and that's a pretty good lap, you have to say.
All we have to say is that CXY last season, which you don't know, was in the podium tier. And now he's up the pace with Malloy and all that. You know, that just shows maybe that wasn't his position that he needed to be in last season.
No, I think Ian Dainstyle said that fight at the front all season, and it was a shame CXI wasn't there for the full season because that could have been a championship, really close championship. But I think they both pushed each other on last season, and obviously they probably won't find it as easy next season in the higher tier. But I think they both got really good potential. They're both pretty young, so they've got room to improve. They've got a lot more time on the game to improve than us two, I think. So yeah. Who else is on the supers? There's Glocky's on the good lap there.
They're both older than us, aren't they? So
yeah, younger.
I mean, I'm not much older, but
yeah, I'm
they're both younger than us. Yeah. I mean, I'm not too old yet. I'm still in my prime, no pun intended. But
I'm an old age pensioner in terms of league racing.
You were gonna laugh. Come on, Jamie.
Oh, yeah, sorry. I'm an old age pensioner in terms of league racing at 27, so I think my retirement's coming up pretty soon.
You need to retire. If a real F1 driver's older, if a real F1 driver's younger than you.
Yeah, well, half the grid's older than me, I think. So we've got flaming Lando Norris who's a teenager. As Wayne improves yet again on them softs.
The Spaniard spun. Sorry to interrupt you, mate.
Yeah, he hasn't done a lap yet, so the pressure's on him as he's obviously it's his home track, so he won't be doing a bit better than that. As Ollie's about to start lapping the supers, so I'll go on board with him. See, his teammates Odems last season, and he showed Odems up a little bit early on, and I think Odems he had to really.
He actually cracked Odems a bit because we saw a bit of a nice move from Odems, which you normally don't see. Of course, Odems is the TikTok master here at One Hub. Yeah. Loves his TikToks, but no, he gave Ollie a position in Spa, I believe. Obviously, I'm taking the mic. Odems is a lovely gentleman. But yeah, Odems only wants to glory, and unfortunately, he struggled last season, did Odems. But Ollie is a guy that did possibly have the best performance, but was very consistent, always battling for P5s or 6s. He certainly was always in there, and I think if he can get back into that prestige, or even be in the Pinnacle and top the Pinnacle, he's certainly going to be in the fight.
I think because of a short season, the DNFs are going to be costly, so I think if you finish every race, you've got a good chance of being right up there. As obviously Odems, well, the bad news for Odems, no Abu Dhabi this season, so you have to win in a different track. So hopefully we'll see if he does that. But anyway, he's in the next session.
DNFs are costly. I'm screwed.
Yeah, I think he'll do better this season. I think June does a 16.9. That's our quickest lap of the night so far. As Ollie goes second with a 1:14.17.4. Sorry. So June.
I'll tell you what, right? No disrespect to Nick, but he's certainly not put the world alight yet. We know he's faster than this.
Yeah. So McLaren 1-2. It's like when I first started watching F1. Go on board with James Slater, who's in a super soft lap, I believe. See, James Slater, a guy last season who I was cheering on a bit last season because he was just so consistent, and I think he deserves better results than what he gets because
yeah, to be fair, talking about James Slater, as I commentated over maybe there was a case to say he was misplaced in terms of pace, which I personally agree with, but he was so consistent that he was always up there. I don't think he got many DNFs, if any, and they always got him on the eve of the points, but I think if he's in the Pinnacle Tier this season, he will have a really good...
I think he'll be a contender. Yeah, he'll be a contender in the Pinnacle Tier, so obviously...
But a man that is just ahead of James Slater on the circuits is Nick. Nick will finish his lap first, but we've got a bit of traffic in his way. With all that, obviously, we can go through the traffic, but all that, take Nick off a little bit, just a little bit there. He did lift a bit more than normally. Again, Nick.
I think he wants a bank lap in here. Yeah, I think he wants a bank lap. He doesn't want to be under pressure these final 2 runs. Looks like an 18 for Nick, is it? An 18.0, not a bad lap time for him. I think there's more lap time there as Kian does a 17.8 as we go back on board with James Slater. Where did he go? He did a 17.6. That's a pretty good lap time for him.
Well, we talk about him, possibly, not making it to prestigious season, but with a stuff like that, he's going to be a contender.
Yeah.
But then again, we do have. I don't want to disrespect any of these people here, but we possibly do have 20 of the fastest drivers coming up in the next session.
Yeah.
Possibly.
Speaking of the fast drivers, Wayne is about to back his first super lap, and would he beat that 16.9? We're about to find out.
Well, Wayne's just started a lap here, and Wayne, funnily enough, was in a McLaren last season.
Yeah, see him and Rafa, they had a good season last season, I have to say. I think Rafa really impressed me towards the back end of last season. He had a lot of pace, and he was one of the front runners. And obviously, with no Julian or MLA, maybe Rafa's fancy his chances this season.
I did not know that Julian was not racing.
No. So both the Mercedes drivers last season have called it a day in this game. Will we see them back, or we don't know yet? But obviously,
the MLA has stayed with us as head of esports, I believe. So he's still got a passenger here at one. He's still got a passenger here at one hand. But Wayne, can he step up to the plate this season? It's going to be really interesting with the new drivers as well. Will we see some new famed faces come into the one hub community? Wayne's had a very clean lap here. I think he might have a good chance. As he loses the back end there, sending it into a half spin.
Yeah, I think there's 2 cars ahead. They won't get in his way. I think they're both on out laps. So I believe he's going to clear them fine. He might have got a bit affected by the Sauber ahead as he's going to cross the line. I think this will be a 16. I think. Oh, 17.1. I wasn't far off, but again, that's a pretty good lap time. I think there's more time there because I think he'll struggle in the final sector. I think that Sauber did put him off a little bit.
Yes, but then with the track, it's really interesting to see the people that have actually gone for super soft runs, because the track isn't rubbing in enough yet for me.
No.
Obviously, we get to see a lap time from Pierre Gasly and Sergei Sorokin. Will he come out? We don't know.
No. Well, to be fair, how Gasly's doing this season, I think he'll struggle. I think he'll be Podium Tier. I think how he's doing this season. As White Fountain, obviously, he's about to start a fast lap in the Supers. He's yet to do one, so the pressure is on him to get a lap in. Yeah, obviously Sorokin, well, I think he's glad he's not driving that Williams this season.
Yeah. Yeah, White Fountain, obviously he's joined the One Hub team now, which is good for him.
Yeah, he's one of them.
Where will he be placed, sir?
I think it'll be either be Pinnacle or Precision. It'll be pretty close between them two. I've raced with White Fountain as teammate in some other leagues, and I know how quick he is, and again, he's improved a lot during the game, I have to say, as in that Ferrari, and obviously I think maybe we'd see a few guys in this qualifying that with the fancy what teams want to drive for this season. Maybe we're seeing that, but obviously that all gets started next week, the team contract phase, and I'm gonna have a lot of emails next week to deal with.
I know what team I want to run for, and unfortunately it's you that has to accept my contract, so you might put me in a Williams just so
you might have to.
Wicked in with its equal cars here.
I'm open to offers, but I'm open to offers. Oh, there's White Fountain, I think he's spotted his lap, yeah, he has.
But no, I know what car I want because it's my favourite car, but will I get it? I don't know. I'm probably not in favour with most of the teams this season after my horrific season last year.
Yeah,
but
I think the pressure is on Spaniard. He's on a 1:32.0, so I think that's not representative of his pace. So he needs to really, in his last 10 minutes, he needs to get his foot down, unless he might find himself on the waiting list. So I believe Ollie's on a lap here. Ollie, does he go quickest?
Looks like the Spaniard might be running the 2019 Williams car.
Yeah. Ollie improves to a 17.2, so again, will that could be prestige pace, that could be pinnacle pace, we don't know yet.
We don't know, it's going to be very close. Either way, we got to keep our eyes on this because we'll be commentating. Will we be commentating over this man? Again, Nick is starting another lap here. Every time he starts a lap, I don't know why. It's like I'm a mad magician, I find him.
Yeah.
As, will we be commentating over Nick? What do you think? Do you think he's ready for prestige, or do you think a pinnacle is where he'll lie?
I think
he goes wide.
Be very close. I think he might be pinnacle. Yeah, he's bought his lap, so we'll switch on board to another driver. We'll see. Go on board with June, who's obviously the quickest guy. See what he's doing. I think he's
just started.
Yeah.
Lap.
Because he's the quickest guy. We'll see what he's doing right. What he's doing right in his laps. Yeah.
Again, he's a lot more confident today than I certainly was. I wasn't going through 6th gear at that corner.
No,
I was probably in gear 5, maybe 4.
That's what separates the really. So much more confidence in the way they drive. Like they put the car in the corner and they know it's going to stick. Or after we do it, we're going to spin off here.
Ollie is off.
Oh, and June almost loses it as well. I think he lost some time there. He had a bit of a snap oversteer coming up the high speed chicane. Obviously, it's a very difficult traction zone and that, so it's not unlikely he's done that.
So if June right now is just trying to get as much pace here, but I would say he's already prestige pace on his time.
Yeah,
he is all right to go
quickest
faster.
time of the night, I think. His quickest time so far qualifying night. So I think they've got a yellow flag. Who's that? I don't know. I'm going to go aboard the Spaniard because obviously he's under a bit of pressure here, so I'll see how he's. Oh, his Duke does go quicker.
Faster.
Yeah.
Only by a little bit though, but any faster is faster.
There's a few more tenths in that lap because he had a big moment in the high speed chicane. There's a few more tenths there for sure. As I'm going to go aboard the Spaniard here, as obviously he's under pressure, so we'll see if he bottles it or can he get a good lap in.
I mean, hopefully he can get a lap in here because you know, we don't want to see anyone go on the waiting list here. But if you aren't up to scratch here by our adjudicators, you will get put on the waiting list.
Yeah. Seems to have taken the first sector quite nicely.
Yeah, again, maybe someone that's new is feeling the pressure. I don't know about you, Jamie, but I rarely feel the pressure when it comes to qualified night. And that might be because I know my own pace, or because I know the drivers around me, or because I've been here a while and I know my reputation. But how do you feel about qualified night? Obviously it's an important night, but it doesn't really get to me.
No, I've done a few now, and I think the first one I was quite nervous for. I didn't do the first one, but tonight I felt quite comfortable, and I thought that my lap was really good. Obviously, look at these guys' lap times, and my lap looks really bad. But for my pace, I think it's a really good lap.
Williams.
Yeah, I think. See, imagine you have black car and career mode in F1 2019.
Right, here we go. Yeah, you won't score points till 2022. Here comes the Spaniard. Has he set a better lap here?
Oh yes, he has.
Yes,
17.7.
That's a lot better. And I think that might put him in the pinnacle area.
I'm just going on board with Nick again. See, every time we go on board with Nick, we curse him. So I feel a bit nervous when I do this.
Hang on. I've just got a DM. Yeah, we're fired. That was from Cyril himself. Cyril. He's not happy. Apparently we're distracting his driver, so he's fine.
Well, the Renault hasn't detonated yet, so it doesn't get better than real life, but...
Oh! Don't say that, poor Nick.
Normally Mercedes, I'm not used to him in a Renault, but he's on a slow ERS, so is this an outlap or
I
is
think
it an
I saw
in-lap?
him in a Ferrari last season.
You know, when he had the moment with all them. So let's go on board with Leon, he's yet to set a lap on the softs. Let's see how he does.
Super soft.
The rookie, so maybe he might feel a bit of pressure, but
you're getting used to the 2019 tyres. You just said soft.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah.
We're not
Red
there yet,
tyres. see how he does the final. The final sector is really tricky around here. It's very hard to get your traction, and if you hit one of these curbs, it just sends you around. So Leon, he seems to have really lot of confidence around here.
Yeah, Leon. I believe he's new to the league. I've known him for a while though. I've never raced with him.
I know him, and I know he's quite a quick driver. So I expect him to shoot up the rankings this lap time.
Is he going to be fastest though?
7.87, I think. Probably got a bit more lap time.
There is literally from James Slater down to Nick, down to even Praga. There is 3 tenths of it.
As
3-4 tenths.
As Spaniard spins it in the turn 3, he obviously, I think his tyres are probably gone, because when I noticed in qualifying night, I did 1 lap on the supers. I tried to do the second lap, and the tyres, they just didn't take him. So
for some reason, Malloy, he's got out on the set of soft, so hopefully he doesn't improve. Though he's on the supers lap though, so he's fine.
Yeah, I think he might have selected the wrong tyre there. I think maybe that's what's going on there.
He can go around quickly though. He's always in hot lap here, so I think he has made the mistake. He probably just have enough time to get around the circuit and put on his tyres and possibly go out again. Either way, though, his time is solid.
Yeah, Leon's backing off. So obviously these guys, they'll be either on the lap or they're backing off. Polo man, well, he hasn't done a lap, so he hasn't done a lap on this soft tight super soft. Sorry, I'm getting confused again. So again, he hasn't done a lap, so he might find himself on the waiting list.
In terms of the soft tyre pace though, he did look good. So
yeah, he was quicker than my lap, so
Leon span it as well.
Yeah, he's going to come back into the pits, I think, and put another set of supers on.
I'm currently looking at Malloy. Malloy is in, so yeah, you are. Oh, Malloy's hit the wall in the pits. He's rushing in so much.
Oh, he's done what I did.
Yeah, they'll have just enough time there. You think? Just enough?
Yeah, they will. Yeah. There's a lot of guys coming in the pits now, so obviously they're boarding on this. So I'm going to go about to Prague, who has yet to set a lap on the soft. So he did a good lap on the soft, but maybe he can get into the low 17s of this lap on the supers. He should do the track conditions.
Again, Jamie.
And tyres. Yeah. Oh, sorry.
No, it's fine. That's why I'm here. I'm here to back you up.
Messing up here.
I'm on it.
Yeah. Takes a lot of confidence in the first 3 corners there. Praga's really on it here. Is he going to go wide there, is he?
Oh, that could be an invalidation. Yeah. I don't know. He's still going. So
yeah. No, he's on 0, so he's going to have to save these. He can't come in. He can't come and change tyres. He's going to have to back right off here and just go again. Yeah, he's on no ERS, so we'll go on board with Leon. I think he's on a lap again. Let's see. You know, he's on that. I think all these guys coming out on out laps now, so
Nick is out, and yeah, he's got enough time. Does Malloy is on the way, and he's right behind his teammate. Obviously, again, there's no collisions on, but Jamie, we're coming to the end of this now, and it's been great fun. James Slater is about to start his lap here. Hopefully, he won't get distracted by all these drivers coming out. But Ronaldinho is a man that we haven't talked about quite a lot. He's part of the esports team now, and he's took a solid time.
Yeah, it's good. Yeah, he joined halfway through last season in the Pinnacle Tier. We had a few really good results, had a few podiums, and I think maybe could have won a race, but I think he got taken out by a McLaren kit that gone rogue. So yeah, again, that could be Pinnacle prestige borderline that lap, I think. So we'll go on board Leon again because I'm interested to see how he does. Oh, he's in the wall. Oh, put the curse on that.
I've only watched James Slater though. He's had a solid lap right now.
So Leon hasn't had a good qualifying night, I don't think.
Well, Leon, no, it's fine. It could probably be with us, I think.
Yeah, it's a decent lap. Oh, he's in a 17.7.
IO. He's got in the way of James Slater a little bit there. Obviously, there's no collisions there, but there's still the strategy, doesn't it, Jamie?
Yeah, it's still a car in the way, and obviously I got tracked by a cow on my laps. He wasn't doing anything wrong. He obviously.
Well, this is James Slater's last attempt here. What's he going to put on the board?
He hasn't improved.
No.
Go on board with Nick again. See if he actually does all. See if he actually doesn't bottle
Lord
it this
and
time.
Saviour, Nick. Come on, Nick. We believe in you.
Yeah. The slow car ahead.
Don't become Odems. Don't become me. I'm the new bottle jib at 100.
Yeah.
Yeah, if you ever want to make fun of me throughout the season, just say that I haven't finished the race. That's fine.
Well, you've actually got more. You've actually got stat and I haven't, so you've actually achieved more in the league than me. But anyway, Nick, he seems a decent lap so far. He hasn't made any major mistakes. But that deadly final sector's coming up for him, so hopefully he can get through in one piece, or we might not be here come race night.
Nope. Let's go. Come on. Let's go, Nick. Come on, man, you got this. We believe in you. Don't...
Oh, he spun it! Oh,
no!
well, I think we're fired
just
now.
Just as I say it, you could have wrote that. Praga, again, I think you mentioned it, he didn't settle up.
Yeah. Praga hasn't. Oh, Kian's done a 17.8. Again, another good lap. We'll see what Midnight can do. CXY, sorry.
I'll tell you what. CXY, again, this is an advert, this is not an Esports League. I think it's good for him, it shows why he shouldn't have been in the podium tier last season.
No, he shouldn't have been, but he won't be this season, I'm sure. He might do the jump of 3 tiers incredibly, which, fair effort. As White Fountain improves, he jumps Nick, so that's one for White Fountain.
As a 14-year-old, you can't ask for much more. I believe he's 14. You want Midnight though, or CXY doesn't
improved. I think everybody's done now, so this is our qualifying night results.
We are done! Jamie, how did you find that then? Was that a good experience, and how was I the commentary?
Yeah, it was very good,
I'm pretty sure Jack gave you a few pointers, surely. Told you where the on-off button is whenever you need it.
Yeah. I think I need a bit of fine-tuning on the old spectator menu, but yeah, it went pretty well as we have a new lap record in our session of qualifying night, as I'll run down the order when we get to it.
These guys are racking up the times, to be fair.
Yeah, they are.
So do you want me to run down the list? Or
yeah, you can run down. You can run down it if you want. Yeah, you can run down.
Okay. Right, so we had June, who set the fastest on the 16.9. Just behind him was Wayne, who did a 17 flat, then Ollie, then Midnight, then Brandino, James Slater, Leon, Malloy, Spaniard, Kian, Glock, White Fountain, Nick, Praga, who didn't settle up on the Super Sauce here, so you don't know where he'll go. AO, again, Super Sauce, Scanny, same thing, Coleman, same situation on the soft tyre there. Josh was slowest of the bunch by quite a margin on the Super Sauce.
Well, at least a quicker than one guy in here, but yeah, obviously Praga, Scanny and Coleman will... They haven't done a lap effectively, because obviously we need to do a lap on the Supers, so it'll be interesting to see what happens with them guys, but again, that was a really fun session. I enjoyed that, and it went out a lot quicker than I thought it would.
Is that a thing against me, or...?
No, the actual track, the actual qualifying night went a lot quicker than I thought it would. We've got 31 viewers as well, so that's a really good turnout in viewers, and a lot of comments as well, so... I'm sorry I didn't have time to read the comments, but we'll try and do that when we're doing the racing in a few weeks' time, as I've been...
Obviously, from here we go to contracts now, and obviously you can't really talk much because you're head of contract, but obviously it's an exciting time for the drivers.
Yeah, it is.
And I think that's where we have to leave you guys now though, because our time here is up. There is one more though, there is one more qualifying session to go on qualifying night with Jack and Kieran at 9:30, and can you off the top of your head name some of the drivers that will be in it? Jamie.
Blizzard, Odems, Samster, Rafa, just fact basically.
That'll do. So yeah, you just had those drivers right. We're here. We're done for One Hub Racing. Thank you guys so much for watching.
I've got some breaking news. Nick's going to be entering the 9 PM sessions. Obviously, he's bending the rules a bit here, I think. So.
What? Hang on, no. Nick's fine. Nick, great decision. 10 strats, top 10 strats there by Nick. Obviously not. Yeah, big news. So Nick will be joining those guys over there. But for me and Jamie, we're done. We can put our feet up for the night. It's been great having you here, Jamie, and I can't wait to do the 8 weeks of commentating with you here in the Pinnacle Tier.
Yes, exactly. And then this has been One Hub Racing in association with Next Level Racing. Go and visit them out. There's a lot of good stuff there. I've been Jamie.
And I've been Alex, otherwise known as Rex, otherwise known as Bottle Job.
And we'll see you in a few weeks when the season begins. Go and join the 9 PM session when that's up.